International Women's Day. Yes, you may or may not have heard of the River State Neighbourhood Watch Safety Corps. Now, the Corps announced that it will resume operations this month. Uche Chukwuma, Director General of the agency, made this known in a chat with newsmen. He said members of the Corps have been trained and are ready to work. He also said all legal tussles which were stopping the Corps from resuming operations have now been cleared. He noted that the Corps will help in complementing the efforts of security agencies as the nation needs proper community policing driven by local people and not the federal government.
Before the disruption, we had already finished all the recruitment processes. And after the recruitment process and the disruption, we had segmental training in the territorially divided. We've been having an in-house training since then. What we did now was induction. And training, as you know, is a continuum. Once we stabilize now, we're also going to continue the training. However, we want to work with the communities, with the people, with the society, with professional bodies. And so we can get cogent information and see the ones to hand over to the police for further investigation and prosecution. We have trained. As a matter of fact, before the disruption, we had already finished all the recruitment processes. And after the recruitment process and the disruption, we had segmental training in the territorially divided. We've been having an in-house training since then. What we did now was induction. And training, as you know, is a continuum. Once we stabilize now, we're also going to continue the training until we eventually, even the police Nigerian police were established in agencies in this country, up to we are still having training. However, we want to work with the communities, with the people, with the society, with professional bodies. Also, we can get cogent information and see the ones to hand over to the police for further investigation and prosecution.
All right, the word and voice of Chukwuma, Uche Chukwuma, the Director General of River State Neighbourhood Watch. Now, on the other side, regional representative of the African American Security Study Group, Azuka Nolim, says the operatives of the River State Neighbourhood Watch Agency were deployed to communities without training. And that's what this conversation borders on, whether or not that training happened and whether or not they are safe to start. Joining me with this conversation, of course, is Dr. Mike Uche Chukwuma, the Director General of River State Neighbourhood Watch. Good morning, Dr. Chukwuma. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
All right. So, what were the issues? Dr. Chukwuma, can you please move away from the noise? It's distracting.
Yes, I'm upstairs. Go ahead.
All right. So you've said the training has been conducted, they've been deployed, and they will start working soon. You also said that all the legal tussles that were stopping the Corps from resuming operations have been cleared. Can you tell us what those tussles were and how you were able to handle them?
What?
What were the legal tussles that held the safety corps from operating?
You were aware that we went to court. You were aware that the state government and other parastatals and agencies were sued to court, two federal high courts in Abuja, where the state government, the Neighbourhood Watch, and those that stand for government, including the federal police, were defenders in two federal high courts in Abuja. At the end of the day, the outcome was in favor of the state government and the agency. Those court judgments and this are with us, and then in public domain. You also aware that after the disruption, we went to court, and the judgment was not an issue of secrecy. So I don't know what is the recalling of what I did for this. That's what I like about journalism. Because they were authoritative. When they find out something, they stick to it and speak without even bothering to ask more questions. Journalism is about investigation. It's about researching. These things are not the old issues that want us to be repeating. I think they are distraction.
Okay. Well, let's get journalistic. There are people who claim that they did not undergo proper training. That's the members of the Corps. And they cited a couple of reasons. Can you tell us what the requirement for recruitment and training was?
First and foremost, let me tell you this. I don't want to go back. I don't love distractions. Secondly, I will ask you a question. Who are these people? Because if the voice I had last week is the same reference you are making, honestly speaking, they started wrongly because they had access to me until that public pronouncement by them. If they felt there was something they needed to find out, they should have cleared with me to find out whether I actually or not. And if I didn't, why? If I did, how far? But going to the press to discuss security is a wrong approach. You don't discuss security in public.
When you talked about Dr. Chukwuma, when you talked about your men being ready, you talked to the press. We have your voice. It was the press you spoke to. So why are these people, and there's no need calling them these people, regional reps of African American security, why are they going to the press a problem?
You are talking of this lady who has access to me, who has every access to me. I think she has my phone number, she has access to my office. And when I saw that, when I heard that on air, I was just so surprised. If you felt so, why going to the media to come out? Is it a distraction? Is it to attract attention? Is it to distract the duties of the agency? I don't understand. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have much time for mentioning on that because I respect the media. That's why I'm talking. If we don't have sleeping, as is she aware that all our uniforms have been ready since. If I may go to that extent, that even our uniforms, our wearing apparel have been ready since. What is saying is that we will consider that it's harder than apparel. Like, yeah, look, I don't want to go to a private consultation and do my work.
Mr. Chukwuma, I think that the problem is you think...
The lady question comes from a state. Let us say that I advise to our state.
Okay, so let's have a conversation. You think you have a problem with the lady. That's personal. This interview is for the purpose of enlightening the public. Okay. Since you have her number, I'm certain, Mr. Chukwuma, that you will settle it with her.
You have access to somebody. You have a doubt over issue. You go to the person and clear. Don't go to the public and then start to let off his blame.
Mr. Chukwuma, the question was, what was the requirement... Dr. Chukwuma, what was the requirement for recruitment and training? You're not answering the lady, you're answering the public. You are accountable to the public.
Please, you are a journalist. If you want to get clarification, come to my office. I will show you facts and figures. Come to my office, I'll show you facts and figures. I don't want to be discussing Neighbourhood Watch.
This is an interview to enlighten people about an agency that you run. So why do I need to come to your office to get... No, hold on. Dr. Chukwuma, the purpose of this interview is to get the facts and figures. It's not confidential information. What are the requirements for recruitment and training?
Come to my office and get those certifications so that you can go and tell me what you see. You can even go with snapshots.
So, anybody who does not have access to your office... Are you telling me that anybody that does not have access to your office cannot know what the requirements are for people who are supposed to keep them safe?
My office is open. My office is journalists that my office is open as long as I'm indoors. I've given the item long ago. Let them have direct access to my office. And that was why the lady person had access to me when she came in. Not just this year, 2018, 2019. So why this? My dear, I don't have time for open talk. I want to do work. What about the people of River State?
When was the training carried out? Dr. Chukwuma, when exactly did this training happen?
Please, I just come to my office for clarification. I'm tired of... I don't want to start. I'm too busy now. I'm not too busy. Because I guess when a media house seems to have been used to attack an agency or an institution, I will not succumb to any intimidation.
So how do you think you're being attacked? I'd really like to know.
On air. Is that I go to work and achieve my objective? It's a security agency. It's an intelligence agency. I can't be speaking on air on my strategies every day. Honestly, I would do that.
Why do you think you can't be speaking on air? Why is that a problem?
I speak on air, but when you come with the wrong topic, the wrong approach, there's no point giving up any information.
Okay.
Go to my office. You have access to my office. When you access to my office, there was no door close to you. There was no gate close to you. You will have access to my office. So come to my office as usual and get what you want to get clear from me.
Okay.
I won't be speaking security services on air.
All right.
Anyone
So
to do that is making a mistake.
I'm not sure, Dr. Chukwuma, what position you think you hold, but the media has interviewed presidents, governors, and people in security positions higher than yours. Why you think an interview cannot happen? I'm quite shocked. But
I am just starting this agency. People should allow me to start the agency and put my tools on ground.
Okay. Now, I would like to know, you believe,
we don't want to start with
Dr. Chukwuma,
you
you are supposed to be a responsible member of society. I believe that you have the capacity to have a conversation.
The media house was in support of me.
Dr. Chukwuma, Dr. Chukwuma, I want us to have a conversation, irrespective of how you feel. I need us to have a conversation.
Because you just said it wrongly.
Why?
They don't know you are going to giving support any trouble. You just said it wrongly. I thought you have given support to the secretary of this agency.
Why would asking you about recruitment and training be starting wrongly? What do you have a problem with? Why is it difficult to answer that question?
I'm not answerable to those who came to your studio. I'm not answerable to them. You should bear that in mind. Because what I'm saying is that I know who they are, I know their intention, and I'm not ready to succumb. I'm not ready to be intimidated.
All right. So
we have intimidated 2018, and it lasted for 2 years, going to 3 years.
Nobody is intimidating you. Again, Dr. Chukwuma, I think that you're putting yourself in an unfortunate position. The public deserves to know.
Don't worry. The report is that I am not your employee. You didn't also appoint me.
No. You are answerable to the public, Dr. Chukwuma. I need you to understand that. You are an employee of the public.
We have faced the situation already. The truth is that even if I put ourselves in an unfortunate situation, I want you to understand one thing. Any media house that is not ready to assist in our fight, I don't think I will give my time for that media house.
Okay.
You have access to come over. I will give you back figures at hand. I will give you documents. I will show you documents. So that you'll be sure. I don't want to be talking on air, even if I'm in an official position.
Okay.
It's not that sentence.
So tell us the kind of support you need from the media. Let's start from there.
I am very friendly with the media. They know that. But the media are not friendly with activities of happening in the state. And most of you are not from River State. You cannot do this in your state. But it's because of River State. You come to River State to work and you start to
I'm sorry, what does that have to do with anything? What does not being from River State have to do with anything?
Let us talk sentiment. I'm not talking about air. Let's talk sentiment. So media houses are not there for River projects. The one for River development. When it's about development in River State, you will attack it. I'm not a politician, so I'll talk to you.
So let's imagine, Dr. Chukwuma, you really need to watch your tone. Let's imagine that.
Let's
imagine that.
Let me deliver to River people.
There's no problem. Let's imagine that Nigeria Info is against the state and against the agency that you run. Why is having the opportunity to talk about what you have to do on air, why is that a problem?
Please come to my office. I will give you everything you need. But let me tell you, I spoke on this issue last week, and you replayed it. Why pressing me now to do that? Is it I don't have other things to do? I spoke on it to you. I spoke to your Nigerian people just last week. Last week.
All right.
You know the facts. You know the truth. What do you want to add out of me?
Now, when I reached out to you, Dr. Chukwuma, let's have a conversation. Come on. You can be gentlemanly enough to have a conversation. That's the least you can do.
You're not a gentleman. You're not a gentleman. You know,
your actions with this interview does not represent that.
When I found out a media house is totally against the project of development of my state, I think I will not tell them that they are right. I will not need to tell them so that they can know that that is the objective in whatever they are doing.
Okay. So when I called you this morning, Dr. Chukwuma, and told you that an interview was going to happen, what were you expecting? What kind of question were you hoping to get? I'd really like to take a peek through your mind. What were you hoping to answer?
Sam, Chinedu. Sam Chinedu, you're my friend. They're talking about me. I'm a realist. I'm a big realist. You hear me? The first of all, I'm not too happy at all
Okay.
at the approach of those that came to the media house to say this, because they have access to me. They've been working with me. They have direct access to me since 2018. At the point they were working with me, if there was a doubt, which they know that is not, they would have come to me to ask what happened. Because as a matter of fact, they were following our program. They were following our program.
Okay.
Until we could not, until we stopped. They were following our program. So why would they go and come to the press to say this? Why did they come to me and ask me, how far have you gone so far since we left you? Only to go to the media to castigate us.
Now, Dr. Chukwuma, I hope that you understand that the access you have to the media is the same that the other group has to the media. So why is it that them doing exactly what you've done is a problem? Why is that a problem? I want to understand why talking to the media by them is a problem, but by you is not.
Well, that's maybe the media may be a media house. Don't ask any person in River State. I'm not media shy. I'm highly media friendly. Go and ask. Don't tell you to go to Federal Chapel. Ask them, I'm media friendly. Right from my days as police PRO in this command, I am the most media friendly. I was the most media friendly police PRO. And I can send this on air. All press in River State will acknowledge that as a fact. So you got to find out. Because your media house is the standard in River State. But I want to tell you, an approach of a media house to an organization or agency, guess where they stand.
Okay. So you
don't want anybody
you believe that we stand against what you represent. It's obvious from your tone. Now that we do not represent you, what information? Because I need to get info from you. And the fact that you think anybody has paid anybody to stand against you.
No, not paid. I didn't say they paid you. I didn't say they paid you. I've not said that. Don't put me out of context.
Okay.
Please don't make that mistake of putting me out of context.
All right. So we stand against your agenda. We're fighting against River State. Whatever the government does. A couple of things you've said. So let's imagine that that's our position. If you decided that you were going to take this call and you and I were going to speak on radio today, I really need an answer to this question. What were you hoping to talk about, Dr. Chukwuma?
I was hoping to hear from you and answer based on your question.
And that's what I asked. The requirements for recruitment and deployment. I literally asked that question, and somehow I've not gotten an answer, but the idea that the media is against you. So
well, we have finished the recruitment, so I cannot answer questions on the requirements of recruitment. You see, you are behind schedule. You are far behind schedule as a media. It tells you that you do not follow the positive aspect of the agency. We put the requirement for recruitment since 2018. You asked that question in 2021. How do you appreciate what you just asked me?
Dr. Chukwuma.
For recruitment in 2021 on if you took the 2018, how do I go back to answer that?
Dr. Chukwuma.
Dr.
Chukwuma.
I'm not saying I'm asking for recruitment.
How does someone who does not have access to your office get the information from your office?
No, you don't say that now, because you don't say that you've been having access to me. And you know that it doesn't matter you came.
But the purpose for this conversation is for the public. Everybody should not come to your office. Everybody should not come to your office. But when anybody listens to the news, they should be able to get the information they need. Why is that a problem, Dr. Chukwuma? I think there's something else.
It's a problem because I want to tell you, as a media house, as a journalist, and as a media house, try to be objective. Try to take a position of neutrality.
So my objective, by giving you an opportunity to talk about the work you've done.
I did not apply for the opportunity. I'm a police when I apply for a job and you give me the opportunity. I did not apply for that opportunity.
Dr. Chukwuma,
talking to press is not my problem.
So is my objective a visit to your office?
Not mine.
No, you're talking about the objectives of the media, and I'm loving that you're giving us this lecture this morning. Is my objective a visit to your office? Is that what my mandate is? Would a visit to your office help me do my job better? Will talking to you about what you want to do with the Neighborhood Watch, is that encapsulated by me taking a visit to your office? Is that what you understand as my job description?
Was not the visit to my office when you did was not a social visit. It was a professional visit. They were professional visits. If I may remind you, it was a professional visit, and you came to interview me, and you got what you needed. You remember you also interviewed me on the road, stopped me on the road and interviewed me, and I gave you answers.
I've interviewed you more times than I can number, but I'm curious as to why.
At any point sounded as this today.
I'm not quite sure how to answer the question, but the idea that you cannot speak about what you do because we have visited you.
The technical approach is what I'm attacking now. I love technicality. This is a security agency, a security outfit. We've always talking everything on air, and particularly if the people coming to the media to say things about the agency have direct access. They're not journalists. They're not president. They have direct access to this office. They've been coming here. They've been talking with me, and to an extent working with me. Why this rush to the media house?
Okay, so
Just
Dr. Chukwuma, let's get.
No, I won't allow that.
We sincerely apologize, Dr. Chukwuma. Now,
particularly in this case, I'm not answerable to them.
Okay, so let's get something. Let's get something from this interview, Dr. Chukwuma. Dr. Chukwuma,
we talk things out.
Let us have a conversation. You're capable of that. Let's talk. We're not arguing. It's not a confrontation. It's a conversation.
If you ask me a question that I consider reasonable and professional, I'll answer you.
Okay.
But ask me out of the way. If you're taking much of my time, I'm talking to you.
So let's get a reasonable answer from you, and I wouldn't ask any question anymore. What can you share?
What I'm giving was unreasonable there.
What?
I love that.
What can you share, Dr. Chukwuma? Since most of the detail you have, there are security issues that cannot be shared. What can be shared? Dr. Chukwuma?
How many security agencies talk on air? How many security agencies talk on air? I want to ask you. If you ever been to any security agency, how many security chiefs talk on air?
This platform has interviewed security personnel at every level.
I have a 35-year post-security experience behind me.
I know that. That is why you have been a guest on our show. So Dr. Chukwuma, what can be shared?
I'm discussing the to you. I don't let you ask me now how many people did I recruit. That's what you ask me. I'm just going to answer you.
Dr. Chukwuma, so tell us what information can be shared. Since everything is classified, what can we know about the Neighbourhood Watch Safety Corps?
Yes, it's an intelligence-driven agency created by Law Number 8 of 2018 of the Western House of Assembly to seek for information, gather intelligence, share with other security agencies and the police, the DSS, and other security agencies. It's a security agency that aims to concentrate on preventive security than reactive security. It's a security agency that wants to take the bull by the horn and ensure that our communities are safer than what they are now. Sharing information from within the community, getting information from within the community and sharing with those that need them. Considering this nature of security in this country today, the security agent that intends to give the state is not as much as they need and deserve and desire. 60 to 70%. Assist the police in no small measure to ensure that crimes are prevented before they have been committed. These are our objectives. These are our focus.
What does this agency, what are they bringing to the table? What didn't we have before that the Neighborhood Safety Corps would provide?
We have everything, but nothing is enough. We have everything. The other agencies are doing well, but we need to give it, add a plate to it. We need to assist in the way they can. Yes, everybody. Let me tell you this. Are you aware that other states have similar agencies over the years? Are you aware of that?
I'm listening.
Can you answer me?
I'm listening.
It's a conversation we're having.
We are having a conversation. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm sure
Are you aware that other states almost all the states in the open section have had theirs running since even before 2018.
Okay.
Why is that of River State so special to some people that everything that River State wants to do in terms of development is to be attacked from within? Who are these people who want to attack River State project and River development? Who are these people? And why are they doing that? Most of some of the people who are doing that, their tests are moving on smoothly. Why that of River State is so special to them? Why are some people coming to the River State to ensure they cause destruction to River State? Why? My brother, I am sentimental about it because I have retired from the service of police. I am back home. Some of you have said are enjoying security services with services of the agency, the message as this. You come to River State and ensure that you use your media houses to ensure that we do not raise our heads.
So from your findings, Dr. Chukwuma,
I still will not support it.
From your findings, what do you think? What do you think is the reason why these people are against?
Trying to create negativity out of a positive situation.
Dr. Chukwuma, why do you think these persons are against the progress of River State? What do you think is the reason?
They are saboteurs. It's sabotage. It's purely sabotage. I am speaking because of River School. I'm speaking because of the River youth who have been hanging for almost 3 years now, and who God has used His excellency now to deliver. And you want to send them back to their homes. You want them to start robbing. I know what they are taking me to keep them calm all this while. When they go and start robbing, will you control them? Don't you know you may be the victim tomorrow? If this kind of people go to cry, you may be a victim tomorrow. I am safeguarding even you. So when you think you are doing your job, look beyond your job. The after effect of whatever negative contribution you make in destroying a positive project. I am giving this lecture so that you will know that this is the voice of River State, this is the feeling of River State. And anybody who is a journalist who wants to get up to attack this agency should forget about it. I will have no room for that person. I'm not going to be the general forever. No. But let us check the pace. Not the purpose that will destroy the agency. Because I will not even give you the space.
All right, Dr. Chukwuma, thank you very much. I must move on
now.
Thank
you very much.
Some commercials have to play, and we have another conversation following that. Well, after the break, we get to talk to whoever's on the other side. Of course, the regional rep of the African American Security Study Group, the one who said that there was no training that happened. Don't go anywhere. You heard from Dr. Uche Chukwuma, the Director General of River State Neighborhood Watch earlier. I spoke with him. And of course, the regional representative of the African American Security Study Group, Uche Nolim, says operatives of the River State Neighborhood Watch Agency were deployed to communities without training. As you may know, the DG said he had begun posting operatives of the agency, but Mr. Nolim said deploying operatives of the agency into communities without training will be counterproductive. Let's hear from her.
Citizen participation in the security of lives and properties is the only way out of this ravaging insecurity in the country, but there should be strong synergy with all stakeholders and resources available, as River State's outing on Neighborhood Watch should set a standard according to the global best practice on the people-owned security platforms. We duly call on the governor not to allow any hasty deployments of the operatives without proper training.
All right, joining me via phone is Uche Nolim. Good morning, Ms. Uche.
Good morning, Sam.
Thank you very much for joining us. Can you hear me clearly?
I can. Thanks for having me.
All right. So why do you think that members of the Corps did not undergo the right training?
Well, this is logic. This is simple. Like I stated a couple of days ago when I was on air with Dio, if there were to be training, or if there were to be a training, I believe in accountability. I believe in transparency. Our organization had been closely, monitoring and evaluating this project since 2018, and we're quite aware, of that invasion. A few months later, I led a 300-man march, peaceful protest through the streets of River State. We addressed the state government. At the time, the governor was not on seat, so we spoke to the next in line. And he promised that when the litigations were over, he was going to get back in touch with us. We hoped for victory. Thank God we got victory. And then we went on to the police headquarters. We addressed the Assistant Commissioner of Police. We wanted to know what was going on because there was an enormous amount of silence, and so on. Our final bus stop was at the Neighborhood Watch head office. We spoke to Ms. Dr. Mike Chukwuma.
Yeah.
He addressed us, he welcomed us. And he said, well, it was very laudable, the fact that we were concerned about our security. He promised to get in touch. Now, let's bear and keep in mind that the people that were mobilized were, civil society. We mobilized beneficiaries, an enormous amount of beneficiaries of this project, people that, their lives were jolted into orbit, by the invasion of the military. They were extremely shocked, and of course, these are people that got into the streets with me. And of course, you would also understand that during this process, contacts were made. Every now and then, these people would call up and say, "Auntie, what's going on? We haven't heard from anybody." And I would just tell them, "Just wait. The matter is in court. We will be in touch." So my organization was extremely shocked to hear a few days back that there was deployment of these same people. So my question is very simple, and there's something I believe in. I believe that security is the foundation of a people to thrive freely, and it must start from the leadership. He must be accountable. So my question here is, who were trained? Where were they trained? Was there a curriculum? What was the curriculum? And I also commended the governor for this new development. All I'm saying is, can it be done the right way? Can all the security agencies be carried along so as to prevent, another crash?
All right.
I guess it's not too much to ask.
Yes, it's not too much. Now, I'd like to get something clear, Uche. The people who were recruited this time and are going to be deployed, are these the same people from 2018 or different set of people?
Sam, your guess is as good as mine. This is the same question I'm asking, because the people, the beneficiaries from the NOAA camp, the people that got on the streets with me are as shocked as I am.
So that
We're
means
shocked by the news.
all the persons that you've had contact with that were at NOAA
None of them were
None
called.
of them?
None of them were contacted. None.
Okay.
And I say none. I mean saying that word none.
And
none of them were contacted.
What's the strength of numbers? How many people are we talking?
Over 90. Over 90 individuals.
Don't you think it's possible that, I don't know, maybe this new call does not need
What
the
a
service
coincidence.
of any of them, that they decided to take from another group of persons?
So then, how long has the training been going on, and where was the training going on? How did it happen? Was there a curriculum? Shouldn't we have, was it a secret society meeting? Shouldn't we have been informed?
I understand where you're coming from, but
these are my questions.
yeah, they are valid questions. But the point is, if you think there was no training because none of your people were recruited and because you did not hear about it, it's not enough to prove that there was no training.
Oh, no, Sam. Let me just correct that. These are not my people. These are just contacts I made by the same people that he had chosen. He did the screening. He picked the people. These are not my people. I don't have people. All we do is monitor and evaluate.
Okay.
So it's the same people that had passed through the screening process at the Civic Center that we're talking about. Not my people. I don't have any people involved here.
Okay, you just had contact with them. So, in your opinion, what should a proper training constitute? What should it be made up of? What should they have? What should they learn? How long should it take before they can be deployed?
Well, we're talking of at least a minimum of 30 days.
30?
We're talking about 30 days, at minimum,
Okay.
minimum of 30 days.
Okay.
Because if we look at the structure and what the design consists of, what we're talking about, let's not forget just not too long ago, the IDP had a program that deployed constabulary, that had a community policing training. And they went on to, I guess there were about 300 constabulary in River State, about 10 or 15 to a local government area. These people are supposed to identify volunteers. There's a process. They're supposed to identify volunteers at the grassroots level, house to house, at least a warden per street. And these people are supposed to, be able to have ongoing training never stops. So they're supposed to have ongoing training every now and then, get home, and this is for information gathering. We're not looking for spies. They're supposed to work with these constabularies and then key into a portal, network 6.5 million River State indigents into a security portal that is shared with security agencies. And this is why I keep saying, in whatever you do, you need to carry security agencies along. They need to be part and parcel of what you're doing as immediate stakeholders.
Yeah, but the
So
DG, I spoke to
Yes.
the DG a few minutes before I called you, and he claims that they
Okay.
have that relationship and synergy with existing security agencies.
Okay. Now, the point is, if he has that relationship with these agencies, can he share that information? Can he share the curriculum?
Well, you might have to get to his office to get that information, but he claims the information is
Do
there.
I need to get to his office to get that information?
I'm not
Shouldn't it be available upon request?
Again, I'm not quite sure right now what is right or wrong, and forgive me for not knowing, but that's,
Sam,
as much
let me
as...
just say this. It's a very simple process. And let's not lose focus as to why, we came in at the time we did.
Yeah.
This is simple. We were jolted. We were shocked to hear the news. We are a monitoring and evaluation team, a study group that basically has followed this particular project since 2018. So it is a shocker to hear that these people have been trained. And again, like I said, we also have been following through the litigation process. We hear we got victory. My question remains, and this is all we are doing. We are just asking, we're saying to the governor,
Okay.
this is a very laudable, this is a very commendable project, but please let it be done properly. We do not want our people, the people of River State, to have people that do not have proper training unleashed into the streets. It might end up causing more harm than good.
All right, Azuka, thank you for your time. I must move on now. Have yourself a beautiful day.
Thank you, Sam.
All right. Well, two sides of a coin. You choose what side you'd rather have. I have just 1 minute on the clock. Can I take calls? I'm not quite sure. Well, let's find out. Good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, there's not enough time to say call back if you can. 08179230002. Good morning.
Yeah, Sam, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is J.A.
Go ahead.
I listened to your conversation with Dr. Uche Chukwuma, and I said it doesn't have much time, and it's giving you an olive branch to come to the office and everything. I think this is supposed to be an organization that for the department and everything. If it doesn't have that time and he said it's busy, why not employ a PRO that will speak on the organization? You're working for the entire people of River State, and I expect that people need information. This is like the secrecy is even more than the eyes can see. So for me, I don't know. I'm trying to intimidate. I don't understand at all. Good morning, I beg.
Thank you very much, JJ. Good morning. Turn off your radio, please.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
My name is Ada.
Talk to me, Ada.
From the conversation I just had from the both parties, I think I quite understood the part of the lady, the young lady. It's very obvious that the processes are not done very well. And you know, the country where we are, a lot of things are happening. So that's why it looks like she's concerned. From her conversation, it's obvious she doesn't have anybody there as her own person, but she just wants the right thing to be done.
All right. Thank you very much. Good morning. Call back. Well, no, don't call back. All right. So lots of messages on WhatsApp. Unfortunately, I can't take them. Not just because of time, but there are so many unprintable names that some persons are calling some persons here that I obviously can't take on radio. But thanks for being a part of this part of the show. Coming up is the news, and after that, we're talking International Women's Day. Don't go anywhere.